Good morning, y'all. Uh, my name is Amber, and this is my very first YouTube video ever. So I'm pretty nervous and anxious, but we'll just see how this goes. I figured I would start off by telling you just a little bit about me, who I am, and why I decided to do this. As I said, my name is Amber, and I'm a huge fan of Vera Bradley. Handbags in general, but Vera Bradley is the brand that I tend to stick with the most. I have the most of that brand and I love it. Um, I've been a fan of theirs for about 20 years now. So, I know there are a lot of great creators that talk about Vera and show the different bag styles and all of that. And I watch all of them because I love them. But, hold on. Okay, sorry. um, but, as I was saying, um, I've always looked for content on YouTube related to Vera in reference to concealed carry, to be blunt about it, because I personally do concealed carry, and it's an important factor for me when I'm looking at different bag styles. Um, I have a handgun that I carry with me, and I want to know how that's going to fit in my bag, where that's going to go, how it's going to affect the functionality of that bag. So that's one aspect that, I don't know how many of you all are out there that are Vera Bradley fans that also conceal carry, but I'm sure there are some of you. So that's one aspect that makes me just a little bit different. So that's something that I want to cover for other people that are curious, because I can't find that content for myself personally. And if I'm looking for it, then there has to be someone else also looking for it. So that's not all my channel is going to be about. And I also want to say that in no way, shape, or form am I trying to push concealed carry or anything even remotely like that on anyone else. Anything I talk about is just my own opinion, my own experience, as far as that goes with these handbags. Um, like I said, I'm not trying to push anything on anyone. I just want to share my experience with anyone that wants to watch it who might also be curious about that specific issue as far as their bags go, or who just wants to see another take on a awesome Vera bag. That's not the only brand that I buy, and it's not the only brand that I want to talk about. But as far as the concealed carry part goes, there are other YouTubers that talk about some handbags here and there with concealed carry, but they're all bags that are made specifically for the function of concealed carry. And those bags don't interest me. They're typically pretty plain, so doesn't work. Doesn't make my heart sing. It's not what I want. So I buy Vera and then I make it work. And some of those bags work better for that purpose, and some don't work very good for it at all. So that's just part of what I'm going to cover. So today, I thought I would show a bag that I've been looking at for quite a while, and I got a really good deal on it a few days ago. And I haven't been able to find a review on this bag on YouTube. So I thought this would be a great place to start for me. I'm going to throw it up there and then we'll see how it goes. So, the bag that I am talking about is the Cinch shoulder bag. Now, if you're familiar with Vera, which I'm sure a lot of you are since you're already here, I'm sure that you've seen this bag, and it looks a lot like the Glenna. Now, I will go ahead and say, hang on just a second. I'm sorry about that, you guys. My allergies with this weather changing, they're killing me. So anyway, the Cinch shoulder bag is the bag that we're going to talk about today. Here it is in Seawater Blooms. And as you can tell, I'm sure, this looks a lot like the Glenna. The signature line Glenna with these little cinches on the side. There are differences, and I will say that I'm not a fan of the signature line Glenna for a couple different reasons. But the main reason that I don't care for that style is that it has a giant recess on the top right here. When you get to this top zipper, the recess on the Glenna, it's not as bad in the more recent iteration of it, but the previous versions, that recess, you guys, was like 3 inches deep down in that bag, and I hated it. Like, I hated it. I liked the silhouette of the bag and how it looked, but I hated that recess. Now, they came out with the Performance Twill version of the Glenna, and it was different. It didn't have the cinches anymore. It didn't have that pleat on the front. It was just flat. It had the pocket here, the hidden zip right here on the side. It looked more streamlined, and the recess wasn't as deep. I did like that one, but I didn't go for it for some reason. So I don't have any of the signature line Glennas that I can compare this to for you, and I don't have the Performance Twill Glenna that I can compare this to. However, we're just going to take a look at this bag itself. So, let me get you in here. I got this bag yesterday. 100% disclosure here. I got it yesterday. I've only carried this for a total of about 20 minutes this morning when I took my daughter to school. So, my review is not going to be extremely thorough yet. I'm just going to give you my first impressions of the bag and let you know what I think about it at this point. So, I do have it packed up, and I did cinch it in a little bit on the sides. I didn't think that I would like it cinched in like that, but I actually do for some reason. I'm not sure why. But, okay, so the features on this bag. Let me see. Let me get you in a little closer here. Ooh, sorry about that. Okay, so the features on this bag. Let's start at the top with these straps. One thing you'll notice that's a little different from some other, actually most of the other Vera, like, totes and shoulder bags. Typically, the straps are connected, like, right in here. And they come up the front, but they're not connected right at the top like this. So, the straps on this Cinch shoulder bag are connected at the very top. Okay? Your front edge has nothing. You have your label right here. Other than that, there's no pockets, no anything on the front of this bag. Now, if we flip it around to the back, you can see these cinches. And if we flip it to the back, there's one good size zipper here. Now this zip pocket pretty well goes all the way to the bottom. When you have items in it and the bag kind of smushes down around the bottom, this pocket pretty much meets the bottom of the bag. The bottom has that oval base. And then if we look at the top here, you can see this bag does have a little bit of a recess, but it's not, it's about 1.5 inches, maybe 1.25 inches. And then we've got one little pocket at the top here, like the Vera totes or the small Vera totes. So, the other feature about this bag that made me interested in it is that, okay, if we're looking at the front of the bag right here, on the right side of it, right here in this little pleat, there is a hidden zipper pocket. Right there. Now, the reason that this specific pocket made me interested in this bag is because, like I mentioned, I conceal carry. So, this pocket is where, one more second. Okay, sorry about that. I had a brain fart and remembered that it'd probably be a good idea to unload this. But this pocket is where I chose to put my handgun. Now, one thing about this pocket that I will tell you is that it's not tacked down on the inside. This pocket sits in the lining of the walls of your bag. So, when I first got it yesterday and I was playing around with it, I realized you can move it. Right now, I have it sitting toward the back. I don't know if you can see that really well, but it's going toward this back wall back here. You can pull this out and you can absolutely move it around to the front side, and then it'll sit right here. So while I've got it to the front, let me show you how big it is. My thumb is here and it goes to about right here. That's about how far across this pocket goes. Now, I initially, I'm going to back you up just a little bit now. I initially wanted this pocket to sit across the front of my bag because, again, there are no pockets. There's nothing that's fighting for space the way it does on the back side of this bag. But when I put this pocket, you know, in between this front wall lining and then put my handgun in there, all it did was do this to my bag. It just smashed it right over on the front. Don't like that. Hated that. So I moved it back around toward the back. And again, I'm not trying to push handguns or anything like that on anyone. This is just what I personally do. So I wanted to share my experience with different bag types. I didn't unload it. I carry a Taurus 9mm. It's a pretty good size gun. It's not a compact. It's just a regular sized pistol. It's unloaded, completely safe right now. But my gun, while it fits in this pocket, it's fairly tight, you guys. I don't know if, let me hook that up there for a second. Can you see it sitting there? So the way that this zipper sits back in this pleat, it's a fairly tight squeeze for my gun, but it fits. So while it's sitting against this back pocket, my gun has to come. The handle is right here, and then the barrel comes and points down. So while it fits and it works, it's a little snug in there. There's not a lot of room. So let's get into the interior. So as I said, across the top here, we have that little slip pocket. Up here, I just have my keys. My phone was too heavy. I didn't like how it pulled the bag down. So, let me see if I can point you down a little more. Okay, that's a little better. It's not perfect, but we'll get there. Okay, so the little hidden pocket here on the top, or I don't know if it's hidden or not, but it's that little slip pocket on top. Now, when we get inside, the front wall of the bag has 3 slip pockets here. We have 1, 2, and 3. The back wall has a zip pocket right here. So, close to your standard configuration. Now, this bag will hold quite a bit. This is some stuff my daughter won at school. I guess we can do a quick what's in my bag. We'll do it super fast. So, the slip pockets, I just have my little petite case with some lifesavers and a lip balm in one, gum and a screen wiper in the next one, tissues in the last. The zip pocket here, I'm not great at showing this, you guys, I'm sorry. The zip pocket just has my checkbook. Then the main interior, I have my little catch-all pouch, some wipes, a battery pack, extra mask, phone, wallet, zip ID that I just have change in, little mini deodorant. That's all that's in there. And then this back zip pocket, I have mask, notebook, and some pens. So, I still have my gun in here. That's why there's still weight. Let me take that out, and I can probably show you the inside of the bag much better. So, it's a pretty roomy bag. Let me undo these cinches, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's not all smushed up. This is the way that I thought I would prefer for it to look. But I ended up not, actually. I liked the cinched look. So according to the website, this is about 11 by 11 by 7. I don't know if I agree with that. But we'll go with it, sure. I think that Vera's measurements are off sometimes anyway. There's that back again. And then there's the bottom. It's a little smushed, but this is a very deep bag. And then when it's not cinched in, you can see, again, it's a fairly roomy bag. So let me throw all of my stuff back in here really quickly, and I'll show you this bag in comparison to a couple of other bags that are pretty common in the Vera world. Okay, so everything, all my stuff's thrown back in here, and we'll just leave it uncinched for this. So let me see if I can show you really quickly. Here is about where it falls on me. Let's see. That's, I don't know. It's not in my armpit or anything. And I actually like that these straps are attached at the top because it keeps this middle from sagging down. I like that look sometimes, and sometimes I don't. So anyway, so this again is the Cinch shoulder bag. Now here is the On the Go in Performance twill. Let me see if I can show you these side by side. Flip those back. So it's definitely bigger than the On the Go for sure. And then lastly, here is the Vera tote. This is not the newest version. This is the version before in lilac tapestry, but there you go, a little smaller than the Vera tote. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.